Hi, I'm Zach, and this is Challenge of Vedic Astrology and Tarot. Welcome to the channel. Alright, these are the 2025 New Year's predictions for Sagittarius, Ascendant, Moon, and Sun signs. And if you like this video, be sure to like and subscribe. It really helps out me and the channel. To be notified whenever I release a new video, be sure to hit the bell icon and select all. And if you'd like a Vedic Sidereal birth chart, a personal tarot reading, or an astrology consultation, links to those will be in the description box in the comments below. And if you'd like to donate to help support the channel, the links to those will be in the description box as well. Alright, so Sagittarius. We're going to kick things off with your transits. We're going to talk about them. The transits of the four major slow-moving planets, Jupiter, Saturn, Rahu, and Ketu. Then we're going to talk about your tarot. We're going to pull 5 cards here. The first 4 represent 3 months of the year each. And then the final card will be the overall energy / outcome of the year. And then we're going to pull 2 Kipper Oracle messages for y'all. And we're going to clarify with the Teacup Oracle cards. So, let's talk about Jupiter first. So, Sagittarius, for you, Jupiter is your first and fourth lord. It's been transiting in Taurus. And it will continue to transit in Taurus up until mid-May. Now, Taurus is your 6th house. So, you may have noticed you have been dealing with health issues. You may have been dealing with debt. Remember, Jupiter expands. So, 6th house is health issues and debt. So you may have noticed that. You may have been having to deal with a lot of enemies. Now, on the plus side, you may have gotten a pet. With Jupiter being your first lord in the 6th house. You also may have had a very good relationship with your maternal aunts and uncles during this time. Now, Jupiter has also been your 4th lord in the 6th house. So, 4th house is your mother. So your mother has also been dealing with those health issues, been dealing with debt, been dealing with enemies. But also, 6th house, when read from the 4th house, represents your mother's siblings. So, your mother's probably been dealing with her, siblings a lot more than usual. Now, 4th lord being in the 6th house, you may have had, financial issues. Or not financial issues. What am I trying to say? Okay. First off, one thing I forgot to mention about your mother is you may have been having conflict with your mother during this time as well. Now, you may have had to take on debt, either to get a new car, to repair a car, to renovate a home or get a new home. So those things may have taken place as well. You may have gotten into a car accident during this time. Sagittarius people, that's definitely something you may have dealt with. The 4th lord of vehicles is in the 6th house of accidents. And if that hasn't happened yet, there is still a chance it could happen before mid-May. That's like 4 or 5 months from now. So, wear your seatbelt and have your car fully insured. Make sure you're protected from that. Now, whether or not it's actually going to happen requires looking at your birth chart, seeing your major, planetary and sign-based time periods. A good astrologer looks at looks at transits last. But yeah, I would say tarot and transits last. Okay. Damn it. Alright. So now, Jupiter is going to move into Gemini. Now, Gemini is your 7th house. So, now the 1st and 4th lord will be in the 7th house. So you're going to have a lot more interactions with people in general. 7th house is the masses. It's all the people you meet out in the world. Seventh house is fourth from the fourth, with Jupiter being the fourth lord in particular. You're going to see an increase in your comfort and happiness, because now it's the higher form of comfort and happiness. And Jupiter is going to expand that. Remember, Jupiter's expansion. Now, for those that do business, this is a great placement, during transit, because it shows your business will expand. And you're going to be heavily involved in your business during this time. Now, seventh house is also relationships. Here, if you're not in a relationship, you can get into a relationship. For sure. For Sagittarius people, unless there's something, counteracting that in your birth chart, or if your dashas and, dashas being your sign-based or planetary, time periods, then yeah, it's very likely that Sagittarius people will get into a relationship with Jupiter transiting in the 7th as the first and fourth lord. Now, here we see, if you're already in a relationship, your partner or your spouse is likely to gain weight. Jupiter expands wherever it sits. So in this case, your spouse can gain either fat or muscle. But for those that are already in a relationship will improve with Jupiter being in the 7th house. Things will be very good on that front. Now, let's talk about Saturn. So Saturn is your second and third lord. And it's been in the sign of Aquarius. So, things may have been difficult. Things may have been a little strained with your younger siblings, with your cousins, with your neighbors. Remember, Saturn is cold and bleak. Saturn has the rings of Saturn. So you felt like there was a wall between you and your younger siblings. Here, you've been having to put forth a lot of effort. Because remember, Saturn is effort. And this is going to continue up until, the end of March. Also, some of you may have traveled as well. Because third house is a house of travel. Short distance and even long distance and foreign travel, because 12th from the 4th. Furthest place from your homeland. Okay. Now, Saturn's going to move into Pisces, though. So let's talk about that. So, 4th house. First off, your family may come to spend more time in your home. Now, that can mean a number of things. That could mean you have family members that are, visiting often. Or it could mean you have family members living with you during this time. And that may not necessarily, be an easy thing. Remember, Saturn is cold, bleak. Saturn is responsibility and hard work. So you now have to work hard when it comes to the 4th house. And in particular, there's a strong possibility this would be like a younger sibling or a cousin. Because Saturn is mainly the Lord of Aquarius, your 3rd house. Here you have to put forth a lot of effort to have comfort and happiness. But you have Jupiter's help with that. Because Jupiter is 4 houses away from the 4th house. So Jupiter is in the higher state of comfort and happiness. So for the first year of this transit, it's going to be a bit easier because Jupiter is really helping out. And even after that, the next year, Jupiter is going to be aspecting. So I wouldn't worry about this too much. Saturn is going to do its job. It's going to make things a bit more difficult, and you're going to have to work harder for those things. You're going to want to work harder for those things. But you do have the support of Jupiter helping with it. Okay. Now, another thing that we see is you might, want to put work into your home. You might want to get a new home. Saturn's going to have you working hard towards those things. Now, where this will be mostly negative is when it comes to your relationship with your mother. Because Saturn is cold and bleak, and those rings of Saturn, Now it's going to feel like there's difficulty in that relationship with your mother. So that's one thing that, Sagittarius people are going to deal with. Now, let's talk about Rahu and Ketu. So, Rahu has been in Pisces. Ketu has been in Virgo. And they will continue to do so up until mid-May. Like, within days of Jupiter moving, Rahu and Ketu will also move. Okay. So, Rahu's been in your 4th house. Here, you've had a strong desire and obsession for vehicles, for home. You've been wanting to renovate them or, repair your car, get a bigger car, nicer car, get a bigger home. Like, you've been wanting these things. You've had that strong desire. You've been wanting to spend more time at home. And Ketu has been in the 10th house. So, Ketu's been showing you've been feeling disconnected from work. You may have, broken away from a job, quit a job, get a new job, transferred. You would have had managers or bosses that transferred or, changed jobs, were fired, that kind of thing. But there would have been a physical, mental, or emotional disconnect tied to work. Tied to your job, tied to your workplace, and your managers and your bosses. And you would have even felt, discontent tied to your government. You would have felt a disconnect with the way your government was being ran. Now, these career things wouldn't be so bad if you were, there may not have been a break in your career if you work in either a legal profession, an occult or spiritual profession, because Ketu represents these things. So in those regards, it actually would have been good for your career. Now, Ketu and Rahu are going to move, though, in, like I said, mid-May onwards. But before that, Rahu is going to be joined by Saturn in Pisces in your 4th house. So we need to talk about that. This is going to make things very difficult when it comes to the 4th house from the beginning of April to the middle of May. Because you have 2 major malefics, slow-moving malefics, both impacting that one house. So expect, there to be difficulty with your mother. Mother may have issues with her health. Mother could have issues, just in general, like your relationship with your mother could be strained during that time. Now, also, when it comes to vehicles, you could have a vehicle breakdown. There could be an accident. There could be a plumbing issue in your home, and now you have to have all the plumbing redone. Like, these are the kinds of things that could take place with this. Okay. So that month and a half could be difficult. And especially, within the home, within your dwelling, with the people you live with, that would be strained. All right. But now, Rahu and Ketu are going to move. Rahu's going to move into your 3rd house, Ketu in the 9th. So, Ketu in the 9th, you're going to feel either a mental, emotional, or even physical disconnect with your father figures, with your mentors, your teachers, your gurus. Here, you may not feel so much of a connection towards your God. Remember, 9th house is religion. Ketu does not represent religion. Ketu doesn't give a damn about religion. Ketu is spirituality, which doesn't require religion. So, Ketu can show becoming more spiritual. But Ketu will not help when it comes to religion. So, you may, not be interested in, your religion if you were religious before Ketu's transit here. Okay. But also, here you may there may be some things that come up, significantly tied to your ancestry. Just in general. Because Ketu is past life karma. And Ketu being in the 9th house of ancestors, and Ketu represents your ancestors, definitely there can be, strong things that come up in that regard. Now, if you're in education, unless you're in like research-based education, something tied to the occult or spirituality or the law, there could be a disconnect there. Okay. Now, Rahu is going to move into your 3rd house. So, here you're going to have a strong desire to spend more time with your younger siblings, with your cousins, with your neighbors. Now, you do need to be careful. Rahu can show deception. So in particular, like with your neighbors, you could be deceived by a neighbor in some way or something like that. Or they could be deceived. Your younger siblings, your cousins, they could be deceived by someone. Here you're going to have a strong desire for media. Maybe you want to play more video games, watch more movies and shows. Strong desire to communicate will come into play because 3rd house is communication, marketing, and sales. Strong desire to learn new skills. Strong desire to, communicate on social media because 3rd house is also that. Strong desire for travel comes into play. Especially short distance travel, but this can even be like far off travel because 3rd house is 12th from the 4th. Furthest place from your homeland. Okay, but now let's talk about your tarot. So I'm going to, pull out your cards and we're going to talk about it. Alright, so Sagittarius. First off, we have the 4 swords. So, beginning of the year, I see you resting and healing. Okay. Pretty clear cut and simple. Now, going into April, May, June, we have the sun. A lot of happiness happening here. Now, that makes sense. That's going to be when Jupiter moves. That's going to be when Rahu and Ketu move. That's going to be right after Saturn moves. So a lot going on. Big changes. And it looks like they're happy changes here. Now, let's see. July, August, and September, we have the Hangman. So, getting a new perspective on things, maybe keeping yourself stuck. There's a possibility of that. We'll see, why when I clarify. We also have the Queen of Swords for October, November, December. So, thinking clearly, very determined, maybe a little sharp, a little cutting with someone here. Or this is someone you're dealing with. And then, overall energy / potential outcome, we have Temperance. So, Temperance is healing over a long period of time. Requires patience, balance. Alright, let's see what this is about. Why the 4 swords? Okay, January, February, March. We have this 4 swords. Clarified by the Chariot, the King of Cups, the Hierophant. So, very resting, very healing. It looks like there's a move here. Could be a move towards a commitment. Now, that makes sense because, let's see. Yeah, Jupiter is going to move into your 7th house right after this. And we do see Rahu in your 4th house. Strong desire for a home. Like this could be a move to a new home. Living together is a commitment. Six of Swords. We have a lot of cards showing movement here. And with Saturn being in your third house, also moving into your fourth house. Yeah, definitely there could be a move, travel, for sure. Also, there could be a vehicle here, potential of that, with Chariot, with the fourth house being heavily, affected by these slower moving transits. Definitely. Why the Sun? Justice, the Fool, the Emperor. Okay. So, a lot of happiness here in April, May, and June. You're showing me a brand new beginning that feels balanced, that feels fair, that feels right. Now, this could be with an older masculine figure, but this could just be you bossing up. And especially if you're in business, Jupiter in the 7th house, definitely, there could be an expansion of your business. This could even be someone that you're starting a relationship with, or that you're already in a relationship with. We have the Tower at the bottom of the deck, though. This could be something sudden that makes you very happy. Remember, Jupiter, Rahu, and Ketu are all moving in the middle of May. So, that could, take place right around then. Or would take place right around then. Alright, I'm not really seeing clearly, what that is. But, transit-wise, we pretty much know. Relationships, business, home. Those are like the big focuses. And possibly even travel. Okay, why the Hangman? Six of Wands, Two of Swords, the Four of Pentacles. Okay, so July, August, and September. Yeah, definitely keeping yourself stuck. You're showing me you want to have a victory, but you're overthinking things. You're kind of holding back. Now, King of Wands, this could be tied to a person that you're dealing with. Okay. Now, that could be tied to, Ketu in the 9th house. Could be a father figure, maybe. I don't usually get the King of Wands as that, but we already have the Emperor on the board. Yeah, I'm not sure what that's regarding. But you're feeling kind of stuck. Mostly because you're keeping yourself stuck, though. Okay, let's see the Queen of Swords for October, November, and December. Okay. We have the Hermit, the Devil, the Five of Cups. So, a lot of introspection and a lot of healing. You're coming at this from a mental standpoint, though. This is tied to some unhealthy patterns that you may have, some obsessions, something that's toxic and unhealthy for you. Five of Cups, a lot of past sorrow and past regrets tied to this, though. Seven of Cups. Okay. So, Seven of Cups can be confusion. So it could be you're trying to get clear on something where you've had a lot of, emotional baggage tied to it. Now, this could be someone you're dealing with. Like I said, when Saturn moves into the 4th house, you could have, issues with a mother figure. Could be tied to that. Now, I'm not necessarily getting this as, issues in a relationship. Although, now that I think about it, Jupiter is going to be your 4th lord in the 7th house, and you're going to have Saturn in the 4th house. So, there is an exception to this. There could be strain on the relationship with your mother, because maybe your mother is interfering in your relationship. If you know that is a possibility, then that could be what this is referring to. Maybe. But either way, I do see you healing whatever this unhealthy situation is. Now let's see, why temperance for the outcome of this year? Strength, Eight of Swords, the Knight of Swords. Okay. So you're showing me it takes a lot of strength. You've really been overthinking and keeping yourself stuck. Or you're going to be. Especially when it comes to communicating. Especially when it comes to trying to balance things and heal things. But I do see you unentangling yourself from this and finding the strength to communicate. It's going to take time, though. It looks like you're kind of just really overthinking things here. Maybe it's a difficult enough situation that's requires that. But try to, not, live in your head so much. Okay. But let's see your oracle cards and what's going on there. Okay. So, we have thoughts, unexpected income, and toil and labor. Once again, you're thinking too much, Sagittarius. Okay, but in particular, it looks like you're thinking about finances and work. Okay. So, first half of the year, we do have Ketu in your 10th house, showing that disconnect when it comes to your career and your work. Okay. Now, we also have adjudication, gift, and message of concern. So, a decision tied to a message and a gift. Now, this is something that you're concerned about, or someone who's concerned for you, that has a gift for you, that kind of thing. Let's clarify and see what's really going on here. So, why thoughts? Cup, you should accept valid criticism. And ants, work, achievement, success. Okay. So, you're thinking about criticism in the workplace. Tied to your work. Okay. That's definitely the energy of Ketu in the 10th house. So, it looks like... it looks like that in particular is more so a first half of the year thing before Ketu moves. Let's see. Why unexpected income? Haystack, karma, you will reap what you have sown. And we have Lily, spiritual love. Okay. Now, I'm not necessarily seeing a big financial focus with your transits. But it looks like, you could be receiving some money from someone who really loves you and cares about you. Okay, why toil and labor? We have Cat, a two-faced friend, and Tower, solid foundation, success with effort. Okay. So, there's somebody that you can't trust, who I see, you trying to work on things with, or work on, overcoming the issues that you've had with this person, whether that be breaking away from them, or, what have you. Now, most of these are tied to work. It could be... Well, no, I wouldn't say it's you finding a relationship with someone you work with. I'm trying to think what this could be. I don't know. Either way, I do think that there could be someone in your workplace that you can't trust. Especially having Ketu in your 10th house for that first half of the year. Okay. So let's see. Why adjudication? Okay. Archway. New opportunities, possibilities, and paths opening up. And we have older man. Okay, dealings or relationship with an older man. So, it looks like there's an older man who may be helping you make a decision towards these new opportunities and possibilities and paths here. Let's see, what gift? Casket. Someone going out of your life or the end of a situation. And we have pineapple. Reconciliation. Okay. There could be some reconciliation here for those of you who want to, mend a relationship with an ex or something. This could even be with a father figure. Now, Ketu is going to move into your 9th house from mid-May until the end of the year. Now, with that, I don't know if a reconciliation will last. But if you want to attempt a reconciliation, it's your father, so in a lot of cases, you would want to mend that relationship. So I am seeing it is a gift. So overall, I'm leaning it's positive. Let's see, why message of concern? Alright, rat, someone working against you behind your back. And bow, you are highly thought of. Okay. So, someone's concerned about someone working against you. And you're going to receive communication from this person. And there's somebody that thinks highly of you. Okay? It is somebody who wants to reconcile with you. So, it looks like they're worried about this two-faced person, possibly in your work. Maybe, you told them about that situation or something like that. Okay. A lot going on. Kind of a very convoluted oracle reading, I'll be honest. But, yeah. Hopefully, things go good for you this year, Sagittarius. Like I said, you are one of the most likely signs to get into a relationship. Your oracle cards didn't want to focus on that, though. Career-wise, first half of the year will be a bit rough. But yeah, alright. Well, that's what I have for you, Sagittarius. If you like this video, be sure to like and subscribe. It really helps out me in the channel. To be notified whenever I release a new video, be sure to hit the bell icon and select all. And if you'd like a Vedic Sidereal birth chart, a personal tarot reading, or an astrology consultation, links to those will be in the description box and the comments below. And if you'd like to donate to help support the channel, links to those will be in the description box as well. Alright. That's what I have for you. Thanks for watching. And I'll catch y'all on the next one.